because you just got done filming of Supergirl.
Yes.
You are the new Supergirl.
Yeah.
Have Supergirl coming out. I saw the trailer. Teases a little maybe Superman.
Akon's big.
Oh!
Everybody in Hollywood keeps pretending audiences are the problem, but 2026 has basically become the year where fans are finally pushing back. The studios should have seen this coming, but they haven't learned. The latest example is Millie Alcock, who's already walking straight into controversy before her Supergirl movie has even released. The backlash exploded after comments she made about Christians and toxic fandoms started circulating online, and now people are comparing her to Rachel Zegler all over again. That is the last comparison you want in modern Hollywood. Because whether people like hearing it or not, Snow White became a disaster mainly because audiences got tired of actors lecturing them instead of selling the movie. Rachel Zegler spent months attacking the original fan base, mocking the classic film and acting like critics were beneath her, and the box office collapse was brutal. Now people think Millie Alcock is making the exact same mistake by entering the culture war before the movie even comes out. And the timing could not be worse for DC James Gunn, already divided audiences with Superman 2025, which barely crawled toward break-even after endless political discourse surrounding the film online. Fans wanted hope, spectacle, and escapism. Instead, every interview somehow turned into another internet argument. That's why people are nervous now. They don't want another superhero movie where the press tour becomes more important than the actual story. And the craziest part is that some fans actually liked Millie Alcock before all this. She had goodwill from her performance in House of the Dragon. But Hollywood actors never seem to realize how quickly audiences turn once they feel talked down to. Studios keep blaming toxic fandoms, but if the audience keeps rejecting these projects over and over again, maybe the problem isn't just the fans anymore. Meanwhile, Akon decided to casually throw the internet into chaos by openly discussing the rules for his multiple wives. And somehow, this became one of the most polarizing celebrity stories of the week. Akon admitted that his wives are not allowed to see other men because he's the only man in the relationship structure, and social media immediately exploded. Some people called it sexist, others called it hypocritical, but then another group basically responded with, "They're all consenting adults. Why does anybody care?" And to be real with you guys, that's why this debate got so messy. Because people are acting like they discovered some shocking secret, when in reality, wealthy celebrities have been living unconventional lifestyles forever. The bigger reason people are upset is because Akon said the quiet part out loud. Usually celebrities hide this stuff behind vague buzzwords like open relationship or alternative lifestyle. Akon just bluntly explained the power structure, and the internet lost its mind. But let's just see things for what they are. The women involved clearly know the arrangement. They're adults. They agreed to it. They're doing it because they get access to Akon's wealth. And a lot of people online are saying the outrage feels fake, because if everyone is benefiting financially and emotionally from the setup, outsiders screaming about morality probably changes nothing. Still, critics say the relationship sounds more like a business empire than romance, especially because Akon described the entire thing almost like a system with rules and management. Of course, statements like this one only made the story spread faster because controversy is basically social media currency now. Then you've got Taylor Swift somehow creating wedding drama before the invitations are even fully out. According to reports, guests at her upcoming wedding with Travis Kelce are furious because some people allegedly aren't allowed to bring plus ones. And look, celebrities can obviously invite whoever they want. It's their wedding. But the reason this story blew up is because Taylor Swift already has a reputation online for being extremely controlling about her image, her friend groups, and who gets access to her inner circle. So when people heard about the no plus one unless you're important enough rule, the internet immediately ran with it. One anonymous guest literally said they were considering not attending because they'd have to show up alone while celebrities like Selena Gomez allegedly get special treatment. And yes, that's the part making people roll their eyes. It creates this weird high school hierarchy vibe where some guests are apparently VIP enough to deserve exceptions while others aren't. The Swift fandom is already notorious for treating proximity to Taylor like some kind of royal status symbol, so this story only made the criticism worse. Even people who normally defend her were saying the optics looked terrible, but at the same time, this is classic celebrity culture. The bigger the celebrity, the more obsessive the control becomes. Taylor Swift's entire career has basically been built on perfectionism and image management, so maybe nobody should really be surprised. Still, if even your wedding invitations are creating tabloid resentment, maybe things are getting just a little too curated. And finally, we need to talk about Eric Kripke because the boys' fandom is absolutely imploding right now. Kripke recently fired back at fans criticizing Season 5 for having too many filler episodes, basically telling people they were watching the wrong show if they expected constant action. But that response only made fans angrier, because viewers aren't complaining about a lack of explosions every 5 minutes. They're complaining that the writing feels messy, repetitive, and obsessed with social media discourse instead of storytelling. The boys used to feel sharp and dangerous because the satire actually had balance. Now a lot of viewers think the show is more interested in dunking on Twitter politics than delivering satisfying character arcs. And yes, the finale numbers were huge, but that doesn't automatically mean audiences loved it. People tuned in because expectations were massive. This was supposed to be the grand ending. Instead, a huge chunk of the fan base came away disappointed and started flooding Reddit with complaints about wasted storylines, filler scenes, and weak pacing. Some fans even accused Kripke of straw-manning criticism by pretending everyone just wanted big battle scenes when most people were actually asking for tighter writing. That's the dangerous thing about modern fandoms. Audiences are far less forgiving now. If they feel creators are arguing with critics online instead of listening, resentment builds incredibly fast. And right now, Kripke feels more focused on winning internet debates than understanding why so many longtime fans suddenly feel disconnected from the show.